Hi, I'm Sam, Sales and Marketing Manager at Identity, and some of my colleagues are going to talk to you about different careers in the events industry. To kick things off, I've got a short video for you to watch highlighting some of the things the team and I get up to. Roll the VT. Firstly, we would have loved to have been with you in Cornwall at your schools in person, but sadly COVID's put a stop to that. This video will give you an insight into the type of roles available in the industry. Having been to Duchy College in Cornwall myself, I completely understand the decisions you are having to make at the moment regarding next steps, and hopefully some of your questions will be answered. So who are Identity? We're a global events agency delivering events for some of the biggest and best brands in the world, including the likes of Google, Apple and PlayStation. More pertinent to you guys, however, is we are the agency delivering the G7 Summit in June in Carbis Bay and Falmouth. The summit will be bringing together political leaders from all over the world to discuss many of the most important matters to us all. And what better place to do it than in beautiful Cornwall? We're in full swing with the delivery of this event, but I've managed to catch up with some of the team to answer a few questions on what a career in the events industry looks like to them.
So my role at Identity is a production manager. This involves overseeing the full event production, which can take many shapes and forms depending on the event. I like to see the role similar to that of a musical conductor, bringing all the different moving parts together into harmony.
Hi, my name's Ruth and I'm an event producer at Identity. This means that I need to work with different people with different skill sets, whether that's an external supplier or internal colleagues. Ultimately, I'm the person that's responsible for making sure that the project is delivered on time and on budget.
Hi, my name is Phil. I am the Innovation Director at Identity, and what this means in events is I look for the best in emerging technology and try and bring that to our clients to tell their stories and make their experiences come to life. The reason I decided to get into the events industry is whilst I was at university, I started to network and meet some people, and then the kind of opportunities opened up in front of me. And I love it because of the people that I get to work with and the experiences that I get to produce and have doing events around the world.
I got into events because I was always interested in anything to do with communications or the media. And then I did that for about 15 years and realised that I actually really liked the event side of things more than the PR side of things, and made the move across using the same sort of organisational skills that I had from my PR experience.
The reason that I got involved in events actually stems right back to uni. I was a bit of a party planner at uni, and in our final year we had what was called the BAFTA Awards, so it was kind of a celebration of all the things we'd achieved that year in our department, and I volunteered to organise it and kind of run the event, and it was really exciting and cool. And it was part of it was the process in the beginning, so picking the venue and the decor and arranging music that was going to happen that evening, and all of those kind of details. But it was the actual night itself where I was like, oh, that's what I want to do.
My favourite event I've worked on. There's been so many throughout my 5 years within the industry, but I'd have to say it's one of my most recent ones. We worked with the Royal Navy and set up a conference on board their brand new aircraft carrier, the Prince of Wales. A totally unforgettable experience.
One of my favourite events that I've worked on was actually working closely with the RAF Red Arrow team, and they were appearing live on BBC One show, and what we look after is some of their assets. So we took a Red Arrow replica plane, not a real one, into London that sort of sat by the BBC studios, and it was just really cool. It's amazing the people you get to network with on an experience like that, but also seeing things from a really kind of behind the scenes point of view.
So the favourite event I've worked on is probably the London 2012 opening ceremony for the Olympics, where I was the special effects director, which meant I controlled all of the special effects going on within the ceremony, and I got to work with Danny Boyle and a lot of very creative people to make this kind of huge spectacular come to life.
My career path into events wasn't a conventional one. When I left school, I went to college and trained as a chef. I worked at numerous restaurants in my hometown, and I just saw an advert for a junior production manager's role within the event industry. I decided to give it a go, and I'm so glad that I did. And I quickly found my feet within the industry, and I've never looked back.
So, like quite a lot of people in the events industry, my career path was reasonably indirect. So I studied music at university, and I used those kind of creative skills and those co-creation skills that I learned there to further my career in the events and marketing industries. There's quite a lot of parallels between kind of music creation and content and creative concept creation. So there is something there, but I didn't study marketing or events.
My education path was a really creative one. I went to Reading Uni and I did film and theatre, so we did a lot of building film sets and editing content and performing on stage. So everything I kind of learned was really transferable into the role that I'm in today. There is that question sometimes of what next? What do you do when you leave uni? How do you get your foot in the door? And actually what I did was look very locally at what could I do in my local area, which is Eastbourne. And that's when I joined the team that look after the international tennis tournament that we host every year. So being a kind of ground role at a really high profile event was my first step into the events industry.
A big thank you to all the team for their insights there. Here's a quick summary of what's entailed for each of these roles. Hopefully that's inspired some of you to think about pursuing a career within the events industry. As you will have heard, a degree isn't always necessary for these types of roles. If you are interested, the best thing to do is to look for volunteering opportunities in your local area. If you have any other questions or need further details on anything, please speak to your teacher who will send them through to us directly. In the meantime, have a great day and the best of luck with the rest of your studies.